How to use a wire crimping and stripping tool. All right, we're going to start off by looking at what the tool is telling us. Right here in the top, it tells us wire cutter. And when you open up the tool, you could actually see that it's designed to cut. And we're going to go ahead and show you right away. We have a piece of wire here, and all you do is press down on the tool and it cuts a wire. Now when we move down here, we have a lot of information. This says insole closure, and that's going to be short for insulator closure. And what it's talking about connectors that have an insulator. Now if you don't know what an insulator is, I went ahead and prepared this for you guys. If you look at this eyelet crimp right here, this connector, they are actually the same one, but I removed the insulator. And the insulator is going to be exactly how it sounds. It's insulating the actual connector. This connector right here, the whole outside is an insulator, and the inside is going to be a metal piece. Here's another good example. You could actually see the outside, the blue one, is the insulator, and inside it, the metal part is going to be the actual connector. Now that we know that, insulator closure, we know that this part right here is going to be for a connector, and these color codings is actually designed to standardize connectors and make it easier for people. As you can see, we have red, and then it matches with the red dot, and then we have blue, and we don't have a yellow, but it just means it's a larger one. Now if you look at these numbers right here, that's going to be the gauge size, and the gauge size is based on the AWG, which is the American wire gauge acronym. And what that's telling us is telling us the size of the actual wire. And then the cool thing about certain wires is when you look at them, they're actually going to be labeled, and it's going to be hard for you guys to see this. But this right here has a 16 gauge. It says it right there. So we know that this is a 16. And we also have a larger one. We have a larger one, which this one's probably a 14. Right here it says 14. And so a lot of this is standardized to make it easy for you. So when we look at this, we're going to be able to pull up a red one. And then right here, we're going to be able to see that it's a red. And we could use this portion to go ahead and crimp down on this connector. And we're going to show you how to do that. So going step by step, we're going to go ahead and we're going to cut our wire. And we're going to fast forward, we're going to go further into this, but we're going to go ahead and we're going to strip it. And we know that this wire is anywhere from 20 to 22. Now, a good thing to remember is that the smaller the number, the bigger the wire. So we know that this wire right here is going to be anywhere from 20 to 22, and we're going to go ahead and strip it. And depending on what you need for your project, I like to go about a 1/2 inch or a 1/4 inch, is you're going to go ahead and press down this tool, and then we're going to go ahead and pull out. And just like that, we've stripped the insulator off of our wire. And then we're going to go ahead and put this in our connector. And inside our connector, this is the tricky part. The insulator actually sticks out, and the metal part is all the way inside there. So the metal part starts about right here. So you need to make sure you look at your connector before you just assume where you need to crimp. So what I like to do is I like to just turn this clockwise just to make sure that the copper braids aren't going to spread out on me. And again, depending on how long you want these, I'm going to go ahead and just leave it this length for demonstration purposes. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just go ahead and put this in here. And then at that point in time, with our red, we're going to match it. And we're going to go ahead, and like I said, we've prepared, we know where the metal part begins. And then we're going to go ahead, place it. We're going to hold the wire in the connector, and then we're going to crimp down. We're going to put some pressure, and then we're going to let go. Now there's a test you want to do. You want to pull on it. Now I'm not using all my strength, but I'm pulling on it and it's not coming out. So that is connected. So that is how you use this portion right here. Now we're coming down to the bolt cutter, and this is a little tricky because they call this a bolt cutter, but this is actually made for screws, for small interior screws or electronic screws. And the way that this works, and you want to use eye protection, we're going to get some eye protection real quick. So I have a screw right here and I'm going to demonstrate it. What you do is you open this up. You kind of want to line it up where the holes are lined up, and you want to see where it fits in here. Let's see. All right, how about, oh, right there, that's a perfect fit. So what you want to do is, this is designed to lessen the length of the screw. So you, however long you want it to be, you're going to position it. And with some eye protection, I also like to just put a paper towel over it just so it doesn't fly. And you're just gonna clamp down on it. And look at that, guys. It cut down the screw, and that's what this portion is utilized for. Moving down on the tool, it says non-insulated, and what that means is that we're looking at connectors that don't have an insulation. And like I said earlier, these are the same with the insulation removed, and all you're doing is using this portion to crimp down on the non-insulated connector. And we're going to go ahead and show you again. We need to go ahead and cut down on this copper braid right here. We're going to use our wire cutters. We're going to go ahead and cut down on it. Made a little bit of a mess, but that's fine. A little small twist. And then we're going to go ahead and put this inside our connector. And this is a little trickier though, because look at the size of this wire. It really doesn't fit in there perfectly. And this is a good way to show you that we're going to go ahead and switch to a different wire. Let's see, we're going to go to a different gauge of a wire. We're going to go ahead and strip it. So we know this is a 16 gauge because it says it on here. So we could easily put this on our wire stripper side, 16. We're going to go ahead and hold down. I like to do a small little twist, and then I like to pull, just like that. Twisting it again. And then this might be a little too long for a connector, but it's the right size. So we're going to go ahead and cut down. Twist again. And then we're ready. So using our non-insulated side, we're going to use the 16 to 14 because we know it was a blue before, 16 to 14. It's going to be smaller now without the insulator, so we're probably closer to a 14. So we're going to go ahead and align ourselves. Just making sure I can do this at this angle so you guys can see. And then I'm going to crimp down. It's not the best crimp because I'm trying to show you guys, but it's a good example right here. So this side right here is kind of sticking up. So what we're going to do is we're just going to fine tune what we did just slightly. Just like that. And just like that, we're going to do our pull test, and look how perfect that is, guys. That is literally perfect. All right, so now you have seen the next part, which is wire strippers, AWG, American Wire Gauge. And then these numbers are associated with the gauge of the wire and then stripping it. Now here's a good tip. If you've been using these for a long time, you'll understand. Sometimes these could get out of alignment. And what I mean is just like your teeth, if they're out of alignment, the strippers aren't going to work. Really, a lot of it's not going to work. So you just need to make sure that they're aligned. And if not, you could realign them slightly. Just don't put too much force because you can mess the tool up. But we hope you learned how to use a wire stripper / crimper. And thank you for watching. Hit that like button. We appreciate it. You take care, and we'll talk to you soon.